Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So I got an email from a bad boy member, and this one is kind of long, but I'm going to read the whole thing. And he hit me up with this email, and he wanted to know why are these, random chicks cock blocking him while he's, in the club and all this other stuff, right? So I'm going to read through this email and I'm going to explain what's going on here, right? So this says, this past New Year's Eve, I was at a party/lounge, talked to this chick briefly. We both said something about going to another part of the bar so we could hear the DJ a little better. We both walked down the stairs from the lounge. I walked to the bar and turned around and saw she was 30 to 40 feet behind talking to someone else. I thought, well, I just met this chick. It's New Year's Eve, so she's mingling and whatever, so I just kept it moving. Me and this guy I've just met at the party decided to be wingmen for each other, so he was talking to some other chick while on the dance floor while I was standing next to him. The chick my new wingman was talking to turned to call her friend over, and it happened to be the same chick I talked to about an hour earlier in the upstairs lounge. So we were talking for a minute, and she was smiling a little more than when I first talked to her, when some random woman was cutting through the dance floor with another dude, looked at the chick I was talking to and said, "Hey," and pointed to the chick I was talking to shirt, which had some sparkly design on it. The girl I was talking to then turned around and said, "Hey," back, and pointed to the interrupting chick's sparkly shirt too. Then the interrupting chick who grabbed the chick I was talking to, she grabbed her by the hand and pulled her towards her, then started dancing with her, even though it was clear that I was talking to the chick. The chick who interrupted then had the nerve to look at me and say I'm dancing with her. I'm standing there thinking, what the fuck? After a song or two of them dancing together, I asked the interrupting chick to give me a minute. Then I went direct approach with the chick I was talking to and found out that she wasn't single, and then left. All I could tell was that the interrupting woman didn't know any of us. She didn't know me, my new wingman, or the chick I was talking to, or the chick that the new wingman was talking to. The second time this happened was this past Sunday. Was at a bar dancing with a woman, and some other woman who I don't think the girl knew stopped dancing with the guy she was dancing with to start talking to a woman I was dancing with. At least this one said sorry, but still continued the conversation for a minute or so. I was feeling the chick I was dancing with. I was dancing with the chick that was much. Hold on, what did he say? I was feeling the chick I was dancing with, so I didn't trip. I wasn't feeling her that much, so I didn't trip. That's what he said. But still, the nerve of this chick. Now, the third time this happened was a while ago. I asked the women to dance, and we walked to the dance floor next to this other guy and girl who were already dancing on the dance floor. The woman who was already dancing with her guy stopped dancing with him to take the woman's hand I was dancing with and started to dance with her. Me and the dude who was already on the dance floor just stopped dancing, looked at each other, and waited for them to finish dancing with each other. Then the woman went back to dancing with us. It just seems very rude to see that I'm clearly talking or dancing with a woman, and some other random chick just walks up to the dance or interrupt the conversation or dancing. I'm already dancing with this chick. It really fucks up my repertoire. It really fucks up my repertoire that I'm having with the chick I initially approached. What the fuck is that? I get why the female friends who meet up or come together do this, but I don't like it, and I don't get it. But a random chick who we don't know from Adam, is this chick interrupting, or is the chick that's interrupting drunk? She has no manners or social skills. She's on some attention horse shit. I never wanted to walk up to some random guy on the dance floor, grab him by the hand, and start dancing with him while he is already dancing with a woman. Maybe the woman is bisexual or gay. Also, how do you recommend handling it? All right, so that was a little bit long. I just wanted to read the whole thing though, because I wanted you guys to notice something that was going on in this situation, right? Now he talked about 3 different situations, and all these situations had one thing in common. And the one thing in common that all these situations had was that he was trying to interact with women in a situation where it was mainly about dancing. Okay, so, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a lot of times you guys go to these big ass crowded clubs where everybody's dancing and all this other shit, and you try to, get with chicks. Right now, you could get with girls in those situations. It's not like it can't happen, because it happens, a lot of times, but it's a lot more work that you're going to have to put in when you are in those situations. Right now, the reason why these girls are interrupting and dancing and doing all this other craziness while you're trying to holler at some girl, or you're trying to, make shit pop, and you're dancing with this chick and some other random chick comes through and then they're all dancing together and all this other craziness, right? Is because, one, the reason why a lot of women go to places like that, like those, big clubs where everybody's dancing and doing all that other extra shit, the reason why they go there first is to be seen. Okay? Is to be seen. So what happens is that these girls are going there to be seen, but you're going there to pick up a chick. Do you understand what I'm saying? So y'all have 2 different agendas. Right? She's going there to be seen. This is why when you go to these clubs and shit, and you, especially with the younger girls, like in their, early 20s, mid 20s, the chicks, they be in their little groups, so they running around the clubs and they grinding up on each other, trying to look cute. They want to be seen. You understand? And so the guys are there trying to, pick up the chicks and bring them home and get some shit popping, right? Now, these chicks, they'll fuck around with dudes and go home with dudes and all of that, but that's secondary to being seen. You understand what I'm saying? So what's happening is that the situation that you're in, as far as the dancing goes and the little, the clubs and all that other stuff, it lends itself to, attract more women who just want to be seen, or who are in that situation. And that situation, creates a vibe of just basically attention whoring. You understand? Because what you were saying earlier in your email, you were saying that you were at the spot with the chick on the first instance, and you said that you were with her in a certain part of the place, and then you moved away from where you were at to go closer so you could hear the DJ better or something, or get to the dance floor part or whatever. And actually, you should have just kept her where she was at, and you should have hollered at her there, because what you said was that after all that time of you trying to even talk to her, you found out that she wasn't single, right? So you wasted all that time, dancing with her, the girl interrupted, and you finally went through and tried to holler, and then you find out she's single, when you could have found all that out when you were, at the other part of the spot where it wasn't as much dancing or whatever it is like that. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is, you got to understand is that in those situations, when you're in those big clubs and all that other stuff, this is why I don't even recommend dudes, if you're trying to pick up chicks or make shit happen. I think that those big ass crowded dance type of nightclubs and all that shit, I think that's I'm not going to say it's a waste of time, but it's the least, I think, efficient place to try to get girls. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm saying that again is because a lot of these girls are going there to be seen. That's their first thing, right? And everything else is secondary, right? I'll give you an example, right? Let's say if any of you guys go to barbershops, in the hood, right? And some of you might have seen this, where you're in a barbershop and then some dude walks in the barbershop trying to sell some shit. Right. And I actually seen this like a week ago when I was going to get my hair cut and shit. Right. So I'm in a barbershop and I'm waiting to get my cut or whatever. And then so the dude, he comes in, he's trying to sell some DVDs or some shit. Right. And so he goes up to the barber to try to sell the DVDs. And then what happens is that there's a guy who, he's coming in to get his hair cut. And then so the barber doesn't have anyone in his chair at the moment. And so the guy comes up to the barber, because I guess that was his specific barber. He's like, yo, you got anybody next? And then the barber's like, nah. But at the same time, this guy's trying to sell the barber the CDs, right? So then the barber had this, not the barber, but the guy who was selling the CDs had this look on his face, like at the dude asking him about the cut. he's looking at him like, damn, don't you see I'm trying to sell these CDs to the barber? But the point is that they're in the barber shop, and the first order of business in that situation for that customer is to get his hair cut. And the first order of business for that barber is to cut hair. So the barber and the customer are going to do what they got to do, and the guy selling the DVDs is secondary. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you're in a situation, when you're at a club or you're at some spot with these super high dancing type of situations, a lot of times the chick's first priority is to dance around, get attention, and be seen. And then all the other shit is secondary. You understand what I'm saying? So what you're trying to do in their eyes is the secondary thing. They're not on the same page with you. You understand? So that guy selling DVDs, he would be in a better position if he was like at a street fair, because that's the first order of business in that situation, where people at a street fair are looking to buy merchandise from people who are selling. The people who are in the barbershop are looking to, the barber's looking to cut hair before he's buying any DVDs. When you go to these clubs and all that other shit, the chicks are trying to be seen before they're trying to fuck with you. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's their first thing. So the thing is, what I'm telling you in this audio, and I told the dude that sent the email when I responded to him, I was basically saying this, is that if you want to get in situations where it's a little bit more easier for you to pull chicks, don't spend too much time in those big crowded dancey clubs. You understand what I'm saying? Stick to low key bars and lounges, places where they could play some music or whatever, but now you have a situation where you meet a girl standing at a bar drinking something, so y'all can actually have a conversation, and you could actually pick her up easier than if you're at a place with dancing. Because when you're at a place with the dancing technically is cock blocking you in a lot of cases. Now, if you're good at, maneuvering in that situation, you could dance with a chick, keep that shit going, flirt with her a little bit, and pull her out the spot. You understand? But a lot of times you're going to run into a whole bunch of attention whore and a whole bunch of girls with their girlfriends interrupting, a whole bunch of nonsense in those situations. So if you go to more of a low-key, loungy type of atmosphere and environment, it's going to be easier for you to pull because you're in that environment. You understand? Where it's more conducive for that to happen. You understand? So the same way where if that guy's in the barbershop selling DVDs, it's better for him to go to a street fair or whatever to sell those, because he's in that environment where it's going to be a little bit easier for him to make it happen. You understand? So the same thing applies for if you're trying to, pick up these chicks. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to understand that, where you're doing it, in the context of what's going on, is going to affect how successful you are in a lot of cases when you're trying to make this happen. Now, is it impossible to pick up chicks in those situations at those big ass clubs and make? No, it's not impossible. The thing is that it's harder. It's more difficult because you have all those little obstacles. You understand? And a lot of you guys who go to clubs, this, even sometimes just getting in the damn club is an obstacle. You understand? Sometimes because they got the bouncers and they talking about, oh, we ain't letting nobody in unless they got girls with them and all this other bullshit. You understand? So you and two of your boys trying to get in the club and they ain't trying to let you in because you ain't got no chicks with you. And then let's say you do get into the club, the shit is packed as hell and loud as fuck. You can't even hear what you're saying to the girl. It's just ridiculous. You understand what I'm saying? And everybody's dancing and you're trying to pull something. Is just like, it's crazy. Right now, if you want to learn how to actually pull chicks at the club, make sure you go to badboymembership.com and get my audio program, or listen to the audio program, how to get girls from the club back to your place. Okay, so that teaches you, it gives you a breakdown of how to do that if you're going to actually go to these clubs. You understand what I'm saying? But in general, right, if you're really trying to pull these chicks, stick to the, low-key bars, lounges, and all that other good stuff. You feel me? So that's pretty much it. I'm out of here, guys. And if you have any questions, click the link below. Make sure you go to Bad Boy Membership, get how to get girls from the club back to your place, and I will holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below to send me a question. If you have a question on dating and relationships, I'll make a video about it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which teaches you 7 easy to follow tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And 3, I want you to click the link under that one to go to Bad Boy Membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.